Blue bins for recycling, black for the trash. New rules for garbage collection are in effect for Syracuse. If residents don't follow them, they soon could owe as much as $350. Now, we all want the city to be clean and tidy, but should the fine for mixing up trash and recycling be so high? And if you don't bag your trash or you leave your recycling bin out, that could be another $100. So, Anirban, is this excessive, excuse me, especially in a city with such a high poverty rate?
I mean, look, as we have studied economics all our life, we know that incentives, right, work. And one of the incentives is that if you don't do certain things, you would be, fined for it, and as a result, that will change human behavior. I do think $350 is extremely excessive. But, the people who carry our trash early in the morning, day in and day out, they are not rolling in money either. They are doing really hard work. So if
they're not getting money yet.
If there is some way to make the life of the people who carry our garbage a little bit more easier. Impose fines when you are not.
They may be looking for an opportunity to give you that fine to help their paycheck. I mean, what kind of policy is that?
Yeah, well, I mean, yes, I am conflicted about this, and but how do you change human behavior if people are dumping terrible garbage without bagging it? Right, like putting it in a black garbage can.
Let's turn to Tara.
Yeah.
Well, part of the issue here is in the mayor's state of the city, or rather in the mayor's statement, rather, he pointed out that this is partially about reducing staff and shifting them so that you don't have to have as many people in terms of connecting with garbage and garbage collection, and they can focus on other things, and this makes the city more efficient. So this is part of the problem. Yes, we want Syracuse to be more beautiful, but his real rationale is this ultimately will save money and frees up staffing. Yeah. And I don't see fining people that much just to free up staffing.
Yeah, well, then there's a new story as to why these are in place, because I seem to recall the initial argument was to reduce worker injuries. And I was thinking, so that's Syracuse right. Workers don't know how to avoid injuries the same way other cities do. But the bigger issue.
Reducing injuries by reducing personnel. Right? I mean.
That could be, but I'd like to see the numbers on that, because what I find often, and I like the mayor, but what I find often is they make these claims about what is without the proof that backs it up. But to me, I don't recall when Syracuse announced that there was a crisis with trash collection or trash being all over the city. What we do know is that homeowners, tax-paying homeowners, already have to deal with an affordability gap so that they cannot maintain their homes because it's too costly. We know that there's a huge crop of homes that need to be repaired. There's the poverty rate, there's the lead poisoning rate, there's a whole bunch of other things that are bigger than the non-existent trash crisis. But I have to put all of my cards on the table here and admit that I probably wouldn't have given much of a heck about this had I not been subject to a $350 fine. And yeah, it's going to bite, and I'm probably going to lose the appeal after this. But what it showed me is that there are some very serious problems with both enforcement and oversight. I still don't know exactly what the fine was for. There was no signature on the ticket. At least you get that with police traffic tickets. And additionally, you know who I get to appeal to for this city fine? I appeal to the city itself. And the city has a vested interest in dealing with the insolvency threat that one of the city councilors wrote about in Syracuse.com. So it stinks.
All right, get out your checkbook. And Rick, let's get the economist's point of view on this.
This is, again, very similar to the cell phones. To me, perhaps a well-intentioned but very silly way of addressing the problem, especially given, I don't know, does everybody know what plastic numbers are supposed to be in their recycling bin?
Pizza boxes are recyclable.
Now the pizza boxes again are
not recyclable.
This is confusing. I understand they want to increase recycling and reduce garbage, but this is not the way to do it.